This is training session number 1 with George. At the moment what we're doing is we're going to build a communication system with him so that I can tell him when he's done something right, so that he knows to continue along that path and keep doing those things, and if he keeps doing those things he'll continue to get paid and continue to get reinforcement out of things. Over time as we train we're also going to show him that there's things that we don't want him to do, and you would have heard that in the previous little story that I uploaded where I was just saying things, and using my body to just push him back a little bit, and just means don't continue on that path. It's going to lead you to nowhere. You're not going to be able to get out the gate this time. There's no reward that you can get. So now we're going to just use his breakfast. Instead of feeding him from a bowl, we're going to use it to teach him some things. So we're just going to teach him that when I say the word yes, it means that food's on its way, and then I can start using that so that when I see him display behaviours that I like, I can say yes, and he can look up at me and I can pay him and he knows that he's done the right thing. Right, let's get to it. Yes. 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 George. Yes. See again, you see that when I said his name he's flicked around, and we worked on that at dinner last night. I just didn't really record it. Hey boy. Hey. George. Yes. 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 Hey, Georgie. And this is all it really takes. It's just a case of repeating it over and over again until he realises that when that sound comes out of my mouth, it means that something that he wants is on its way. It's good because coming from the kennels, he's quite interested in food. So it's easy to sort of get him to sort of fly at me and take food out of my hand. It's not really an issue for him. This environment might be a little bit, maybe a little bit distracting to him, but there's kind of not an environment around like he's been here for a day, so there's kind of not an environment around my house that's super sterile that he'd really get bored in. He's a pretty inquisitive dog and he wants to get involved in lots of things, so we'll just work with what we've got. We're just gonna play the cards within doubt. Yes. That little moment there, you see I was able to apply a little bit of leash pressure, and this is going to help with his leash walking. I could put a little bit of leash pressure on him, and because he released it himself, he came towards me as I just put a little bit of tension on. He came off the tension himself and released it. I was able to sort of double up that reward, that not only the tension around his collar was released, but he also got paid for it as well. George. Yes. So in a dog that has the reward marker charged, this is kind of what it looks like. This is Millie, so she knows exactly what it means. I've also got a word that sort of shows that it's training time, like this is an opportunity for you to get reward, and you'll sort of see her light up after I say it, and she'll be more engaged with what I'm doing, and so yeah, just watch anyway. Mills, ready? You ready? Hey, you ready? Hey, come on, Mills, you ready? Really? Back, down. Yes! Good girl, hey, that's it. Right. Yes! So you sort of see that she's pretty fiery, like when you light her up like that. And when I say things like, "Are you ready?" It's okay for her to jump on me. That's fine. We've established that she's allowed to do that within that window of time. But outside of that, no, absolutely not. You know, you've sort of got to try and stop them jumping up on people that come through the door. Like, that's not an appropriate time to do it. It's an appropriate time to do it when it's me and when I say, "Are you ready?" Jump. Down. Yes! Good dog. Okay, and so for me to close that window up, I just say enough, and that means that the window that you're allowed to sort of muck around and be silly and crazy, that's it, it's over. We're back to being chill, and we're calm, and we're nice and relaxed. This is all stuff I've learned off a fella called Jay Jack, about giving dogs opportunities to be crazy and silly and get it all out and express the drives that they have just as dogs. So credit to Jay. Thank you.